Congratulations. I'm so pleased to have you here. Your company was started 5 years ago and we've heard so many good things about you. Tell us more about SAGACIFY, because you're one of the Brussels, startups.
Initial startups in the sphere, yes, I guess so. So it started out of the university, UCL, where I was doing my PhD in artificial intelligence, along with my colleague and co-founder, François, who was also doing his PhD right next door. And right at the end of the PhD, even before, we were asked to work on a statistics project, because we didn't talk a lot about machine learning and artificial intelligence 5 years ago. It was more statistics. And so we founded a company, but very quickly found out that the market wasn't expecting machine learning per se. They were more interested at the time about tablets and smartphones applications. So weirdly speaking, we started the first 3 years of SAGACIFY as being a software development company. We hired more software developers than AI engineers. And it's just the beginning of 2018 where the press started to talk only about AI. It was top of mind in all of the business and decision makers, that we pivoted again towards artificial intelligence empowering for business, which was our initial vision when we first created the company. Yeah,
and you're based out of one of the incubators in Brussels, ICAP, right?
Yeah, we're at ICAB.
Okay.
We've been there since the beginning. Yeah, we've changed a little bit, but that's our fifth.
How many people are working today in your company?
So we started with 3 people. We're now 15 people. And we really saw a clear increase of the growth 2 years ago when we pivoted again towards artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any support from the region of Brussels or of federal or even European assistance for your projects?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to work with Innoviris on a SHAPE project that clearly granted us with some money to start our first development of AI platforms. Then we're also part of the Réseau Entreprendre, Brussels, where we can benefit from the experience of mentors that were in our shoes a long time ago. We can really help to steer the company in the right direction.
Was that needed?
It's definitely needed, because I think that the market is changing very fast, a lot. It's very different 3 years ago than now. So we really need to focus more and more to refine our message to be understood by the customers, because we still speak a different language. As an AI machine learning practitioner, you don't have to speak the same language. You don't speak the same language as business decision makers. And so I had to learn a lot about sales and marketing, because that's something that I was doing myself until shortly. And so for a PhD in a tech profile like me, it wasn't that easy to put the hat on, the business manager hat on.
Correct. Are you more a service-driven company than a product company?
Yes. So we're driven by having the biggest and the largest impact on the world, because AI is such an amazing opportunity to bring value, to revolutionize our industry. So we're really driven to help company benefits from those opportunities. So that's our drive. So that we're doing services. That's somehow the easiest way to bring value. Of course, we have some products that we're building, not per se secretly, but we're developing expertise on products. But yeah, our main service is deliver, helping company transition towards an AI first strategy.
Do you have a preferred technology stack?
Yeah, technology stack is very broad, because we help companies from A to Z being data maturity, all the way to the end with the maintenance and the deployment, production and long-term maintenance of machine learning use cases. But you can't do the latter if you don't do all the previous steps well. So we go from brainstorming to maturity assessment, to migration and helping companies transition to the cloud, AWS and Google Cloud Platform, then implementing those use cases on clean data sets. And the machine learning stacks that we're using are Python, TensorFlow, and those kind of libraries.
Yeah. Who are your customers?
Well, we have a large variety of customers. We have insurances, banks, healthcare companies, and with hospitals mainly. We're also working with NGOs in Africa, for example. Like we help them identify tuberculosis hotspots using satellite imagery. We're trying to find, thanks to analyzing of the landscape and the settlement and the type of roofs that there is on the settlement, where basically a machine learning model, like deep learning model, can learn where to send doctors on a mission to evaluate and investigate in priority some areas. So it's a very diverse and and what we really like to do is transform horizontally an organization. So not only working on one use case, but really help them transform and like transition towards being an AI first company with a long-term vision of many use cases instead of just one use cases. And every use cases have to prove that it delivers a lot of value for the business. We're never going to work on a project on which we're not convinced that there is a lot of value to be created.
So you started your company 5 years ago. You're mainly into services. I'm sure your billable percentage must be very high, and then next to that you still do a lot of management of the teams and things like that. What drives you to do that?
Well, I'm very lucky and fortunate to have a great team. I mean, our team is amazing. There is a super good atmosphere, a lot of positive vibes, and so I can relate and delegate a lot of work to a lot of people. I'm trying to detach myself more and more of the operational so that I can devote my time more into organization of trainings, evangelization, steering the company in the right direction, to make sure that in 3 years or 5 years from now, we'll hope to be one of the leaders in artificial intelligence in Belgium and really help Belgium stand out in the world as we know it, where today it's being driven by China and the US. Well, we have a lot, we want to defend our position and we want to help Belgium benefit from those technologies. So I'll try to detach myself from operation, but it's not easy. It's a hell of a ride.
So in that not easy part, what are your challenges?
To us, the main challenges was to dedicate more and more time in marketing and sales. So we've been working many years on trying to achieve great successes of applying machine learning to crack some use cases. But what I find very hard is to start collaborating with the new customers. And so we weren't doing marketing at all until the beginning of this year. So it's very new for us. And it has turned out to be quite of a challenge. There's a lot of investment to attending events, build a website, being present on social networks, and really trying to resonate and contribute back to the community to somehow show that you're there. You're also there in the pond of companies in the field.
You're one of the initial drivers of the whole AI first approach, and you've been there with your stick, your pelerinage stick, or trying to convince everybody that this is the way to go. Now, after 5 years and looking at the situation today, what's the Belgian maturity on those issues? How do you feel it?
Well, as I said, 5 years from now, the world was very different. We're mainly talking about statistics, so pharmaceutical companies and banks were hiring us to work on credit scoring algorithm or compounds target identification in biology. Now it's much broader than that. Now it's part of their vision. It's top of mind of the decision makers. And so we can clearly deliver a wider and more long-term vision of enabling all of those benefits like automation and innovation that AI can bring.
We've had already two AI winters, all based on over-promising and do you believe that the market is over-promising and that there is too much hype?
No, I don't think that. Some are saying that, but I don't think that we're gonna experience a new AI winter. Now all the different components are there to deliver the value: computing power, data, algorithm. And so there is nothing that can stop us. And when you look at the big players like Google, every year I'm blown away about the advance that they are making. But it's a very fast changing environment. every year those companies are delivering in open source. They are commoditizing all those libraries and pre-trained models, and so you have to study all the time because the AI train is going very fast.
Yeah.
And so that's a new work. We're not there to do purely research and development. I mean, budget-wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But we need to catch the AI train to keep up to date with the latest technology and help our customer benefit from that.
Yeah. Are company ready to let their staff train themselves all the time, like you just mentioned?
Well, that's a very good question. Indeed, a lot of startups are working on just proof of concepts that are bringing value on a task that's fairly narrow. But that's not going to be the case for a long period because companies are aware that it's becoming core business for them. So they want to, bring the skills internal to their company up to speed with that. And so we're helping them to do that as well. So when we work with a company, we want to, subscribe or integrate that use case that we're working on that can deliver value within a long-term vision of transition towards our AI first company. But we're never going to be the only partner with whom they can work with. They're going to build their internal data scientist team, machine learning engineers team. They will want to do something else with the data that we are going to help them structure or clean. And so you have to create a platform with them, deploy a platform with them that's going to be like that's going to enable an ecosystem of actors to be able to collaborate together to work on different use cases or different type of application, and not only one specific partner.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to do with AI4Belgium and the data science community. That's also what you are doing with the trainings you are giving within the AI Black Belt initiative. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, I'm very proud and happy to be able to contribute to that training. There's been many trainings, like Digityser. I've been organizing many of them, mostly for data scientists and practitioners. Something that I like in the AI Black Belt, it's that there is a belt, like a training specifically oriented towards business decision makers and managers. And it's really important to them because they are going to be the person taking or making the decision. And they have to understand what it is, what an AI can do, what it can do, how to select a project in your organization, how to successfully plan and orchestrate a project, and how to bring and transform your company, your teams, to enable your company to prepare your company for the years to come.
Mm-hmm. You're a very, very busy man, and I can't wait to attend those trainings, of course. So tell me about yourself now. You're spending all this energy, sharpening your skills and things like that. I'm sure you have a family as well.
Yes, I have an amazing wife and 3 kids.
3 kids.
4.5, 2.5, and 6 months old. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work at SAGACIFY, a lot of work at home. So it's a very busy time at the moment. But I'm thrilled. I'm how do you say it in English? Comblé.
Satisfied.
I'm very satisfied with my situation, very happy.
So are you a happy man?
It's a privilege to be able to lead such an ambitious and passionate startup trying to change the world, and like at the same time having such a wonderful family that supports me in those initiatives.
So you're organizing trainings, you are helping your own team to grow. You have a family with 3 kids. How do you do it? And you must be tired in the evening.
Yes, it's a challenge because a startup takes a lot of time. I have to grow my startup at the same time as to grow my 3 kids, wonderful kids. So those are very busy moments. But I'm just thrilled and fulfilled to have the chance to be part of this of actors that are trying to transform and have an impact on the world and on the lives of people thanks to AI, what I'm more passionate about. At the same time, being very happy with my family.
Would you start a startup again if you had no? Would you would you do it again?
It's a very good question. Probably, yeah, because it's a hell of a ride. It's a great adventure. It's a great learning experience, and you're free. As an entrepreneur, you're free. You can be curious. You can steer yourself in any direct direction you choose. So it's amazing.
Congratulations, and thank you for all the efforts you are pushing into Belgium, helping us to be an AI first company or country. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Philippe.
Yeah.